Hello and welcome to Cargo Shots from the StatTrade Times. Here's our pick of the best news shots that made the headlines this week.
Before we start, let's take a look at a chart. IATA Economics Chart of the Week released on Monday had something interesting to say about the pandemic's impact on the aviation sector. So what did the pandemic do for airlines across the world? Stay tuned till the end to find out. In the largest deal in aviation services, Agility and Menzies on Wednesday agreed on a £571 million deal. The boards of the companies announced that they have reached an agreement on the terms of a recommended cash offer to acquire 100% of the ordinary shares in Menzies at £6.08 per share. The deal values Menzies at approximately £571 million on a fully diluted basis and at approximately £763 million on an enterprise value basis. Agility NAS will retain Menzies' name after the merger. Hassan El-Khoury, NAS's current CEO, is expected to assume the role of chairperson of the combined group. Raj Subramaniam is all set to helm FedEx as he takes over as the president and CEO of FedEx Corporation. Frederick Smith, chairman and CEO, will become executive chairman, and Subramaniam, who was the president and COO, will be promoted to president and CEO effective from June 1st this year. Subramaniam was elected to the FedEx board of directors in 2020 and will maintain his seat on the board. Subramaniam is a chemical engineering graduate from IIT Bombay and earned a master's degree in chemical engineering from Syracuse University. He also holds an MBA from the University of Texas at Austin. AerCap Holdings, the world's largest owner of commercial aircraft and the most active aircraft trader, had 135 owned aircraft and 14 engines on lease to two Russian airlines, according to Angus Kelly, CEO of AerCap. According to Kelly, this accounted for around 5% of the fleet. This takes AerCap's exposure to Russia to around $3 billion. FedEx and Elroy Air are all set to collaborate to test autonomous drone cargo delivery. FedEx announced that it is partnering with Elroy Air, which is developing the world's first end-to-end autonomous vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL) aerial freight system. FedEx Express will craft plans to test Elroy Air's Chaparral autonomous air freight system within the company's middle-mile logistics operations, transferring shipments between sortation facilities in the United States. The program is a part of FedEx's latest endeavor to examine and implement innovative technologies throughout its network. Dronamics has recently augmented its European operations team ahead of its commercial launch slated to take place this year. The new team will focus on prepping for Dronamics' first commercial flights to take off from Malta. Dronamics' first commercial flights of its autonomous Black Swan cargo drone are scheduled for this summer in Europe. According to Dronamics, Black Swan is a fixed-wing aircraft that can operate from runways as short as 400 meters and will enable Dronamics to serve customers in even the most remote communities. Wizz Freight has raised $36 million in Series A funding, led by Tiger Global Investment, making it the largest Series A funding in Indian logistics. Wizz Freight has raised the Series A funding in a mix of equity and debt, led by Tiger Global, with participation from Axelar Ventures, Fundamental, Arali Ventures, Stride Ventures and Altiria Capital. Dublin-headquartered ASL Aviation Holdings and Boeing on Thursday announced an order for up to 20 additional 737-800 Boeing converted freighters. The agreement is for 10 firm orders and 10 purchase rights. Dave Andrew, ASL's chief executive, said that the new order is an important element of the fleet renewal program. This is ASL's second order for the 737-800 BCF and will bring the organization's total 737-800 BCF orders and commitments with Boeing to 40 aircraft in all. So what was IATA Economics Chart of the Week all about? According to the IATA, data on airline status confirms that the pandemic created opportunities. Cargo's appeal was evident thanks to record high yields. The findings further stated that were it not for a lack of available dedicated cargo aircraft and for incumbents' access to passenger aircraft to fly cargo, these numbers would have been higher still. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. This is your host Manjula Nair signing off and wishing you a great weekend ahead.
For the latest news on air freight, visit our website. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Give our YouTube channel a visit and subscribe to access our past webinars and virtual conferences and access exclusive one-on-one interviews with global logistics leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Cargo Shots by the StatTrade Times. See you next week with a fresh roundup of cargo news makers.